Hi guys, Christy from Massachusetts, Southeastern Massachusetts, here to tell you 5 things you need to do to become a real estate agent. So I am not a real estate agent yet. I am a mom of 2 and a wife, and I have decided to make a huge career change, and real estate is where I want to be. So I went online and I signed up for a class. It was an online class that I could take at my own leisure. I was ready to go though, so I did it in 2 weeks. It's a 40-hour class. That's what our state requires. So your state, if not in Massachusetts, might require, and a lot of states require different amount of time. So some are, a lot of them actually I think are more than Massachusetts. But we had to do a 40-hour class, and I did it at night after my regular job. And I also own a cookie business that I do out of my home, and so I would be listening in my ear pods when I'm just decorating cookies. So I didn't really have a lot of extra time, but I made the time because I really feel like this is going to be a rewarding career for me going forward. Now, to preface this, I have no experience with real estate. I am 46 years old, and my kids are in college age. So I have more time now that they are no longer at playing fields every single weekend and traveling and all of that fun stuff that's great when your kids are young, and I'm glad I got to go to all of those things. But now I am looking forward to a new career. So the first thing you need to do is take a course. So you can take an in-person course or you can take an online course. I chose the online just because I wanted to do it at my own time. I didn't really want to give up 2 whole weekends in the summer. So you could have done like a Saturday, Sunday that were like 10 hours each day. And then the following weekend, the same thing, Saturday, Sunday, 10 hours each day. But I live in New England and we only get so many nice weekends, and it would have been the first 2 weekends in August, and I didn't want to do that. So I took the class, finished it in 2 weeks. The woman was she was good. I mean, I literally got it off Groupon, so I didn't expect too much out of it in terms of like being super awesome. And it was it was a, what do you call it? Like it was a recording because they had done all of the virtual classes over during COVID. So it was just a recording that they sent me, and then I had to, this was the only difference, I had to print out every single chapter, if you will, that we were going to go over, and each chapter has a test at the end of each one, and then you practice during your class, and then you go over the answers in your class, and she explains a little bit about it. But this was a lot of work. This class, I mean, I will say, thankfully, she was engaging, so I did get to stay focused, because some people say it's awful and like it doesn't teach you anything about being a real estate agent. It's all about rules and laws and regulations and things that you should know, but also things like that you may not ever use, but you have to have some sort of knowledge of. So I finished the class, and then I was just studying at home, and I decided the second thing you really need to do is find a study group. Okay. A study group for us has been amazing. Like, I can't even imagine just trying to do this by myself without I don't know, like, I just feel like the engagement with the group, it helps you remember things that you wouldn't think that you could, like oh yeah, I remember we talked about that in the study group, and I remember the answer. So I do a lot of practicing at home, but I also do the study group. So I actually just reached out to someone that was local to me that I remembered her, but I didn't even know if she knew who I was. I used to help run the softball league in the city that I lived in when my kids were younger, and I knew her daughter was younger than mine, but I knew she played softball. And so I reached out to her because I saw that she was a local agent, and I asked her if I just kind of was picking her brain a little bit about like how she's doing in real estate, because she's an agent, which I didn't even know she was an agent, how she was doing, and like what if she's on a team or blah, blah, blah. So she was like just filling me in. And then she was like, we actually have a small study group that we just started not too long ago. And if you want to come and join, you can do that. So I did, and it's kind of like taken off. We have like a good amount of people in it right now. And I've only been with the group for maybe a month. Because at first I was just doing it on my own. I was studying, and I just couldn't, I don't know, I felt like I was missing something. So it was great because now I've met some people in person and then some people virtually. So we do one training in person and one virtually a week if we can. If there's a need. If there's not a need, we don't always do it. We just had one person from our group take the test yesterday and passed. So it was so exciting for her. And we then decided, okay, so what can we do to help everybody pass? So we're just trying to do different things. So one of the things that I do is study cards. So this helps me just remember the vocabulary, okay? Now, obviously, I'm not going to go through all of these with you, but I just write down like everything you have to know, like what avulsion means, a sudden tearing away of land. And then you have to just like you have to learn all of this stuff. And some of the stuff literally was like Greek to me in the beginning. I didn't even know what constructive eviction was. Like, I don't know. I've never been evicted and never had to. So there's just so many things vocabulary wise. So I actually bought these at Target, and I love that it has a little elastic that kind of holds it together so it doesn't make a mess. And then these are like a little bit plasticky so it doesn't rip. And I have a couple of them, and I just put them in my little tote bag when I bring to work or whatever, and I can just study whenever I get the time or whatever and just look over the words, because more about like just knowing what the words mean will really help you when you're trying to figure out an answer, because the answers are pretty tricky. So we have been doing a lot of our studying through Prep Agent, which is just an online platform that you can pay for. The team leader, Nicole's team leader, paid for us to do it, even though I'm not on his team and I haven't joined anything yet because I'm not even an agent. And so we've been doing Prep Agent and studying through PSI. Now, not those platforms aren't always what your state is going to use. So if you're watching this and you don't live in a state that has that, I'm sure there's a different name that they use or a different type of platform that they use. But PSI runs our testing for Massachusetts. So I really wanted to study on the PSI website. So we do both of those. And we interchange. I feel like they say that PSI is most common to what our test will look like. But I'm testing on both because I don't want to take any chances. And hopefully I'll be testing next week because I've been waiting. I submitted my application on August 25th of 2023. And it's now, I don't even know what day it is, but it is October 14th maybe, and 2023. So I'm still waiting to find out if I can take the test. Most people that I've talked to said it takes about 8 weeks. So I'm on week 8 coming up next week. So I'm hoping that I'll get the go ahead to go and test. And my plan is to pass on the first try. So that's why I've been doing the study groups and meeting just a bunch of different people. So my third thing that I've been doing since I've been deciding to be a real estate agent is to get headshots. So I don't like attention on myself at all. And actually doing these videos is a little bit weird for me. But I know that I have to learn how to get outside of my comfort zone. So I reached out to a friend who is a photographer, and I just said to her, hey, I'm really looking to get some headshots done. Would you be willing to barter with me? Which is so funny because nobody really does that these days. Nothing is free, and it's really technically not free because I'm bartering with her. So she owns a photography company, and it's her own business, and she always orders cookies from me. And I said to her, well, what if I give you cookies in exchange for headshots? And she agreed. So I went last week and did my headshots, so I don't have them back yet. And I was so nervous. I did my own makeup. I did my own hair. I picked my own clothes. And I was like, I'm just going to be me. I'm not trying to be anything else. I just want people to recognize me and feel like I'm the same person that I represent in those photographs. So it was really fun, I have to say. It took like 10 minutes to kind of get out of our comfort zones, both of us. She's a little shy too, and I've known her for a while. Our daughters are the same age, but it was just still a little bit strange. But we had a lot of fun with it, and I think she really listened to what I was trying to say about it just being very casual, but also professional, and it's just me. I'm not really like, I don't like all of the fancy things. I'm just basic, but also I am professional. So I looked at that and I was excited to do that. So those should be coming back anytime. So I'm really excited. I'll share those with you maybe on my next video. I'm a little nervous. I'm going to just say it again. The next thing you need to do is study. Because the only way you're going to pass this test is if you study like all the time. I study in the morning. I study at night. I did hear that it's good to like study the vocabulary in the morning, like 5 questions, and then really like read them over and over and over and over. And then at night, test yourself to see if you retained it, because you're supposed to be able to retain more in the morning than you are at night. Which I believe kind of, because the first time I did the math portion of the real estate course, I was like, it was awful. Like I literally walked away from that. Like I did not think I was that stupid. So the next day I woke up and I redid the class over and I totally got it. And I was like, I don't know why I was so mad at myself, but it was hard. It's really hard. It's like a lot of different things that you don't know how to do and like never done before, don't need to do in like your normal life right now. So that was really hard for me. But then it just clicked, and I'm not perfect at it. I'm still learning, which is why I'm still testing, and I test all the time, every day. And everyone's like, how do you have the time? I'm like, I literally have everything on my phone, the apps. I have Prep Agent on my phone. I have PSI on my phone. If I have 10 minutes, I'm doing 10 more questions, whatever it takes. So I'm really excited. And the last thing I would say has been a big thing for me, and I've already been interviewing at multiple places, is to find your brokerage. Because I feel like if you find it before you get your license, you are ready to go, right? So, I mean, I would say a month or so ago, I just posted up on a local chat group, hey, thinking about being a real estate agent. I just started the class. Anyone want to meet up with me that lives locally, like, and tell me what your brokerage is, blah, blah, blah. So I think I met with Keller Williams. I met with EXP. I met with a small boutique brokerage called The Nest that was local. And I met with someone from Lamakia Realty. I will say that it was eye-opening. So obviously we know Keller Williams is like everywhere. So at first that was like, I think that's where I want to be, because I want to be with everybody that knows my name, right? So Keller Williams, everyone knows that. But then I was like, do I want to be on a team? Do I want to be a single agent? And everyone, of course, is like, you don't want to be a single agent. It's way too hard. And I'm sure it is really hard. And I'm not discounting that, because I have not even done it yet. And I haven't even scratched the surface. But I just feel like I'm a confident enough person and I'm a knowledgeable enough person that I will want to absorb every single thing that comes my way. And if you have the tools, studying, if you have the training that they offer online, no matter what it is, whether it's Keller Williams, EXP, Lamakia, all of the training. But I also work a full-time job. So I don't have time I can't go to the office and do trainings. Most of them are during the day and I can't go to those. So that factors in on whether or not you, want to join a brokerage or not. EXP doesn't even have brick and mortar buildings. They're in the cloud. So that's totally new. And that was mind blowing to me. I had no idea. And I kind of like the idea of a team aspect, because I've always just loved sports. I've played sports my whole life. My kids played sports. I see the value and the genuine excitement people can have for each other when you're involved with a team and encouraging each other. I just don't know if that's right for me. If now, maybe down the road, I don't know. I feel like I need to see for myself if I have it in me to be able to do it by myself. And I also felt like a lot of people just start out saying, oh, just be a buyer's agent, those are easier to get, buyers. And they are, I'm sure they are, because everyone wants to buy a property, or, they're looking for someone to help them buy a property. And not so much people are being like, oh, come sell my house, right? Or there's a lot, like rental properties right now are just through the roof. If you want to live in an apartment, especially in New England, prices are so high that some people are just renting until they can afford to buy, and interest rates are so high. But for me, I felt like, I don't know, I envisioned myself listing homes. I want to be a listing agent. So then I started looking into people who kind of focus their business, their structure on being a listing agent. So I think those are all things to take into consideration. You find what's best for you or what you think. I found out, I think I know what's best for me, but I won't really know until I get into it. So once I get my license, which hopefully will be in the next week or so, which I also really like because you can go and get it right on the spot. As soon as you pass the test, you have your license in hand and you can go, which is so exciting. So those are the things that I think are the most important things to consider when you're getting your real estate license. I will say it was not that expensive. The test itself, like the class was $185. The test I think is, I want to say 50 or 80, I don't know, $57 or something like that. You have to take the state and the national all in the same. Well, it's two separate tests, but you take it at the same time. If you pass the state and don't pass the national, you just have to retake the national. And once you pass them both, then you are a licensed agent. I hope that this information was helpful to you. If there's any questions that you had for me, or maybe you're just curious, or maybe even you want to join our study group. We are located in Southeastern Massachusetts, but again, we do virtual, and we would just patch you in with our texting, and you'll be notified when we are going to do the next group, and you can join us in doing that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you had any value from this, please like, subscribe if you made it all the way to this point. And I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Bye.